Well, guys, Christmas is over, New Year's is on its way, and if you're a wrestling fan, you know what that means. January is the month of Rumble. The Royal Rumble is going to be happening January 27th, 2024. Every wrestling fan is looking forward to it, including yours truly. But instead of actually predicting who is going to show up in the Royal Rumble match, both men and women, that is going to take too doggone long. So I've just decided to actually predict what would happen at the Royal Rumble. Maybe a few things would happen at the Royal Rumble. So without further ado, these are my top predictions for the Royal Rumble 2024. Okay, let's kick this off with... Okay. I can't even say this with a straight face. Oh, goodness. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Let's start this off with Jade Cargill's debut. Okay. All right. Let's start this off with Jade Cargill's debut in the Royal Rumble. Like, I don't know what number she's going to come up as, and I don't really care. We all know that Jade Cargill cannot wrestle to save her life. But they spent so much money on her, they got to come back and get money. They got to get something from their investment. So they're going to have her in the Royal Rumble. Is she gonna win? No way. Like, not even close. But I know one thing. She's definitely going to win a back off between her and Raquel Rodriguez. Well, Gonzalez. Whatever they changed her name to now. But let's be honest. Take a look at her back and look at Raquel Gonzalez. Yeah. No, hands down, Jay wins. That's the only thing she's gonna win. She ain't gonna win the Royal Rumble match. Mercedes Moné will enter the Royal Rumble. And yes, I said Mercedes Moné, and this is throwing it out there. I'm not going to lie. This is probably a very out there prediction to make because let's be honest, Mercedes Moné does not need WWE. They need her. And the only way that WWE is going to have Mercedes Moné is that she does not use the name Sasha Banks, and she uses the actual trademarks, because she actually did apply for 2 trademarks, Time is Monet and Monet Talks. She actually applied for a U.S. trademark for those for that name and for that sentence. So she wants to use it for merch and entertainment purposes only. So if they really do want her to come back and actually do something for the Women's Royal Rumble, they're going to have to abide by her terms. They're going to have to allow her to use her name that she trademarked for, and that's Mercedes Moné, as well as the 2 trademarks that she hasn't really been approved yet for those, for as far as I know. But if she is, it's going to be on her terms. And let's be honest, Charlotte Flair is going to be out for 9 months. She is not going to be there. She's usually the most entertaining person in the Rumble, whether you like her or hate her. They're going to need to have somebody to actually fill those shoes. And who is better than Mercedes Moné? So let's be honest. WWE has more of a chance to actually get her than AEW does, than TNA does, and New Japan. So if they really do want her, they have to go by her terms. And I don't think it's going to be a long-term contract. I don't think it's going to be a multi-year deal. I think it's going to be probably several months, maybe a year. Because Mercedes Moné is also the face of cannabis technology. She's also has her own companies, her own businesses. She's pretty much an entrepreneur. So she has a lot of other things going on. So I doubt that wrestling is going to be, her main source, her main form of income. She's going to have a lot of other stuff going on. So if they're going to have her at the Rumble, they got to go by her terms, allow her to use her name, allow her to use her music, and allow her to use any type of name that she trademarked for merch. Which, to be honest with you, they're a multi-billion-dollar company. I don't think they're going to have a problem ponying it up. And especially the fact that Vince McMahon is no longer running it and Triple H is running it. They're probably going to abide by her terms in order for her to come back. And let's be honest, the women's division does not have enough spots to fill in the holes. They're going to need to have a lot of star power to get people interested in the Women's Rumble. She's the best person for the choice. I think she's going to be in the Rumble if they play their cards right. Bayley will win the Royal Rumble. She will be the Royal Rumble survivor. Yeah, I'm putting it out there because let's be honest, Bayley has not had a good run as a heel. No matter how hard she tries, nobody honestly takes her seriously as a heel. She doesn't really get a lot of heat from being a heel. People still love her. Her best run was in NXT with the hugger gimmick. I doubt that's going to come back because she's getting older, and that seems like a little bit juvenile. But she's going to be a face when she does win. Because let's be honest, Damage Control is going to kick her out. And what I have been seeing for like the past few months, it looks like Dakota Kai is probably going to be the one running it. Now, if Mercedes Moné does show up, people think that, that she's going to team up with Bayley. Bayley doesn't need that. She actually will get a lot of sympathy from the crowd going back to face. People are going to miss her old face gimmick. I doubt that the wacky inflatable tube men are going to come back, but if she does become a face, it's going to be a whole new thing for her, a whole new brand. And honestly, she's going to be gunning for Io. Now, I know a lot of people want her to be gunning towards Rhea Ripley. Nah, Rhea Ripley needs a stronger opponent. And I think that her and Io do have a lot of history. And I think that she's going to be gunning for Io. She's going to take Io's title, and she's going to have a decent reign. So I really do believe that Bayley is going to win. She's pretty much the only candidate that will actually win. I don't see it's going to be Becky. I don't see it's going to be anyone else. And I definitely don't see Jade Cargill. I already said that before. But if Bayley wins, she's going to be a face, and she's going to have a pretty decent run. Especially she's going to have a match at WrestleMania, probably for night one, for the Women's Championship against Io Shirai, if she keeps the belt for that long. They might change things up. She might lose the title, and then she's going to have probably Bianca Belair going against Bayley. We don't know, because Bianca's back. She wants her title back. There's a good chance that if Io Shirai goes up against Bianca Belair, there's a good chance that Bianca Belair might take that belt back, and it might be Bayley versus Bianca part 2, because we've already seen that before during the pandemic. They might do it again with a live crowd. That's just my prediction right there, that Bayley is going to win. If she does win, she's going to go up against Io Shirai or Bianca Belair. Gunther will lose his IC championship at the Royal Rumble, and I'm putting that out there. I know cards subject to change. It might not happen at all because Gunther just became a dad recently. He's out on paternity leave. I'm not sure for how long, but here's the thing. He's trying to get residency in the States. He can't go abroad for at least 6 months. So he's going to be in the States probably until around SummerSlam, because he's going to probably be at Bash of Berlin in Germany. That's probably around the time when he's able to go abroad again. So right now he's stuck in the States. It's going to be in St. Petersburg this year, St. Petersburg, Florida. So he's able to have a championship match at Rumble. Whether they're going to have it at the Rumble or whether they're going to have the WrestleMania, he's going to have a championship match. Now, I don't know who the number one contender is. I haven't really, and I'm not going to lie, I haven't been keeping track lately of the previous Raw. I do know that he faced The Miz and The Miz lost. So The Miz can no longer wrestle for the IC championship as long as Gunther has the title. So I do not know who the number one contender is at this moment. I'm hoping it's not going to be Ricochet. But to be honest with you, there are possibly 3 number one contenders that I can think of at this point that can make the IC championship worth what it's worth, and honestly do Gunther justice if he loses it. And that is definitely Ilya Dragunov. Everybody wants to see a trilogy to that war. And for those that haven't seen it, go back and watch NXT UK. Go back and watch the last NXT that they had in the States. I can't remember which one, but all I know is that both of those matches were amazing. The second one was even better. Everybody wants to have a trilogy for Ilya Dragunov versus Gunther. Everyone does. And at the time that they wrestled the first time, it was in NXT UK and he was Volta. And that was a tremendous match. But enough gushing about that. The second person that people honestly think that can really make that IC championship worth something is Chad Gable. The only problem is that Chad Gable's had far too many chances and he's lost them all. It doesn't make any sense to put anything on him or give him that shot when he's lost so many times. Even if he is a capable champion and he will elevate that title, he has to earn it. And he's earned it, but lost like multiple times. I don't think it should be him. But there is one person, one somewhat wild card, in my opinion, is not really a wild card, but a lot of people think that he'll be the best champion for the title, and he's the vet, AJ Styles. I'll be fine if AJ has it, at least until we're able to get somebody to take Gunther's place until he's able to go overseas again. So they're going to have it at Bash of Berlin. Mark my words, they're going to have an IC match over there. But here at the Rumble, Gunther, I do not see him keeping the title. I really don't. It's time for him to put it down. It's time for him to go for a higher belt. I do not think it's going to be Roman, but I do believe that it's going to probably be Seth when that happens. Seth really does need to elevate that title. Gunther's the best person for it. I don't see Gunther keeping it. If they have a match at the Rumble, I see him losing it. I could be totally wrong, but hey, that's my prediction. Braun Breaker will be in the Royal Rumble this year. They have slept on this guy for way too long. He has been NXT champion for a decent title reign. He is now a heel down there. He has done pretty much everything he can do being down there. I don't know why they have him there still, but it would make sense to me for him to be on the main roster during the Royal Rumble. That will be, I think that's going to be his debut at the Royal Rumble. And he's going to be one of those powerhouses going to clean house. That is what the Royal Rumble always looks for. They look for those powerhouses that come through and just start tossing people out the ring, start cleaning house, becoming another Kane. He is going to be another Kane. He's going to probably have the most eliminations. That is my prediction too. But Braun Breaker should have been up there a long time ago. I do believe that he's going to be up there now, and he is going to clean house and take names. Will he win? I doubt it, but it's going to be entertaining watching him. Carmelo Hayes will make his Royal Rumble, I can't really say debut because he was actually in the United States tournament not that long ago, so he's already made his main roster debut, but this is going to be his debut at the Royal Rumble. He has been North American champion. He has been the Cruiserweight champion when that was a thing. He was the NXT champion and had a very healthy title reign. Now that he lost that title to Ilya Dragunov in one of the best matches I've ever seen him in, there's a lot more to him than just being in NXT. He has done all he could down there. It is time for him to move up. The guy is a tremendous athlete, and he will definitely work very well up there at the main roster. And that is the best place to have him debut, is the Royal Rumble. Do I believe that he's going to probably be the top 5? Honestly, I can imagine him being a top 5. Both him and Braun Breaker, I can see them being the top 5 in that match. It will be amazing. You have the new school versus the old school, old guard versus new guard. That's how it was before when Shinsuke Nakamura was actually in the Royal Rumble. It was old guard versus new guard, and everybody wanted Shinsuke to win, and he won. But like I said, I do not see him winning, but I do see it's going to be incredibly entertaining. It's going to make people feel like he has an opportunity to win, and I think that's what makes the Royal Rumble great. He is definitely going to make an amazing, amazing debut in the Royal Rumble next year. We get to the final prediction of this video, and I'm not going to lie, I'm not thrilled to say it, but I'll be a moron if I didn't. CM Punk will win WWE's Royal Rumble 2024. It pains me to say it. Y'all know how I feel about Punk. I made 2 videos about the guy, and I've said enough about him. But I would be an absolute idiot if I didn't say this guy was a draw. He was in Madison Square Garden for a live event. An untaped event, and it sold out because he was there. Him versus Dom of all people, Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio, as much as you would love to hate him, he would not sell out a house. It was CM Punk's debut in the ring. His return to the ring after being gone from AEW. And honestly, the fact that he returned to a WWE ring, he was facing Dominic Mysterio, that sold tickets. I would be an idiot not to say this guy's a draw. And it just makes me sick to say it because y'all know. But the thing is, him being a winner of Royal Rumble, the men's Royal Rumble, is a smart move. Why is it a smart move? Because you need to cast the iron while it is hot. This guy is a hot ticket. He is the most controversial figure that you can put out there in wrestling at the moment, and that's what people want to see. He knows how to run circles around anybody on the mic. Back in the 2000s, I'll say that. But either or, people want to see him talk. They want to see him talk. They want to see him wrestle. And whatever he does, when he wins, the people in that match will benefit. Now, do I see him going up against Roman Reigns? No, he's not going up against Roman. He is definitely going to be going up against Seth Rollins. Why do I say that? Because, let's be honest, since Roman Reigns took that belt and just held it hostage, even when they merged it, took it and held it hostage, they had to develop a side piece belt. And yeah, you heard me right. It's definitely a side piece belt. They had to give Seth Rollins a side piece belt because there was no title on Raw, and Raw needed one. Now, to Seth's credit, he has done everything he could do to elevate that title and make it something. And I give a lot of credit to Seth Rollins for doing that. And he went with it and kept going. But it would elevate it even more if he had a match with CM Punk for that title. It would matter. And that's what they need. They need to create a legacy. They need to get people to care about the WWE World Heavyweight title. They need to get them to care about it. And how would they care? By having CM Punk in the match with Seth Rollins. It would work. It would draw a lot of people in. CM Punk is a draw. You can probably say that Seth is a draw. Honestly, it would work. It would bring in more money. It'll put butts in seats. For people who are buying the pay-per-view and don't have Peacock, it would definitely bring in more pay-per-view buys if people are still doing that. It would definitely bring in more money and more subscriptions to Peacock just to see that. It would bring money and benefit the company all around, including the people in the match, if CM Punk is in it. Now, the one thing that CM Punk said that he wanted to do was the main event WrestleMania, and since it's split up into 2 nights, if he goes up against Seth, he's going to get his wish. He will main event WrestleMania on night 1 against Seth Rollins if he wins the Rumble. Well, guys, those are my predictions for Royal Rumble 2024. What do you think is going to happen in the Rumble? Leave it in the comments below and let me know what you guys think. If you guys like what I do, by all means subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends. That is it for me. I will talk to y'all later. Peace out.